15 of the NFL. And up next is one of the best nicknames in football, Sauce Gardner, who's been stepping up to the challenges all season, now with 8 interceptions. It's the Jets and the Falcons, and it's coming up next.
It's an afternoon probably best suited for skating in Central Park, but we're across the river, and we are in for a cold one at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today, we've got a 13 matchup for you here, as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the New York Jets. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Jets ball club. They've been in a great group. Winners of 7 of their last 10 on the year.
And the way they played last week defensively, you look at the tape, it looks like they had extra guys on the field, and they thoroughly shut down that offense.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Falcons, they're in a real groove of late. Winners of 5 of their last 6 games.
And last week they put together a 3-touchdown victory, and were never challenged in that game. Let's see if they have a little bit of a letdown here.
The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. The Falcons ready to go to work here on offense, and at the helm in his second season, Charles, it's Desmond Ridder.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-to-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. And here, Charles, is a look at the inactive, some of the guys that are out today due to injury.
Yeah, and this is where the preseason work comes into play for some of those backups. It's not just them getting some experience on the field, but preparing each week in practice as if they were going to play. And when you have guys like that on your team, you've got a chance for success when the injury bug hits.
Deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here, or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Ridder throwing on third down. An off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Jets will take over. So the new-look Jets ready to go on offense, and it is the veteran Aaron Rodgers at quarterback.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win, like a good pitcher, without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. They run the counter with Cook. There he goes left side. And the way in, touchdown, New York. Dalvin Cook, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets are on the board first here this afternoon. Zerline good with a PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. They are back over the 500 mark for the season. Got there with a win a week ago, their second straight victory.
Well, they've definitely gotten better as this season has gone along, and from what I can tell, they know their roles. Everyone understands how they fit offensively, defensively, and this team now has an identity, and they're playing to it and playing well.
The numbers in last week's ball game for Robinson: 17 carries, 94 yards, and a score.
A key component of his team's offense. He will certainly stay in that role if he keeps producing like this each week. Expect him to make a run at not only matching, but exceeding those numbers as this one goes on.
Opening carry of the game for Cordero Patterson. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
The tackle by Quincy Williams. You talk about this Jets defense. They really played well in that win last week against Miami.
I just consider myself fortunate that I'm not in charge of the offensive line. They gave up 7 sacks last week. And if things don't improve in this game, the head coach isn't going to be looking at the offensive line. He's going to look at the offensive line coach. And that's when things get dicey.
Ritter and London team up there. First down, Atlanta. And CD, defensively, you're going against a hot quarterback coming off a 3-touchdown game in their victory a week ago. Well, what's the big key for them to try to slow him down?
You ask all the tough questions, don't you, partner? Because with this guy, if you blitz him, he takes advantage of that man coverage and burns you. But if you bring on those extra DBs, he sits back there and does what he wants. To me, it's going to be those DBs. When they catch the ball, big-time tackles really put it on those receivers. I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
First down, here's Ritter. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
But certainly as a fan, you get a little bit nervous when you see him make those kind of throws. But they work on that in practice more than we know. And most of them now know their limits and know what they can get away with. And there's a completion right there.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. This defense for the Jets, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Ritter. Flushed out right. Ritter has it knocked out. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. But that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble, think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit or maybe lost their focus as well, and it ended up turning out to be a touchdown against them.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out, and he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to just to get past that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, as you noted, there's still time, still opportunity. There's still more games to be played. So, yeah, it's not a lock, but barring injury, it certainly looks like he's going to get there. And what an accomplishment that is. Anytime you get over 1,000 yards, you're celebrated in the NFL.
It's been quite a season. Still a couple chapters left in that book, though. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Here's Cook again. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 101 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Rodgers on the bootleg. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A nice gain of 21 yards.
Well, it certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been AWOL on this drive so far. 3 plays, 3 first downs given up. They've got to find answers, and they've got to find them quick.
And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a first down.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. To throw is Rodgers. He's got Wilson, and that's a Jets touchdown. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season, and the Jets have taken the lead. Zerline connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Falcons offense set to go. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Jermaine Johnson there to bring him down. You talk about this Jets defense. They really played well in that win last week against Miami.
I don't know what the actual percentages are. I don't know the analytics on when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches have always told me, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
How about that, partner? That happened in a hurry. Sudden, explosive, gets into the backfield and spills the play.
Yeah, he was AFC Defensive Player of the Week last week because of plays just like that. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Quentin Williams, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. It's fielded at the 45. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10. And New York set to take the field. So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
Final 30 seconds of this first quarter, and it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. On play action, Rodgers. And he's going to go down. They second back at the 42. Bud Dupree off the edge and getting to the quarterback.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Second quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here, as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. To throw, it's Rodgers. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. Now a hit and a loose football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atoned for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. Short throw caught by Pitts. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
2nd and 7. Ritter now. This pass is caught by London. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well.
Ritter on 1st and 10. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
To the air again, it's Ritter. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Ritter cannot escape, and they bring him down. Jermaine Johnson credited with that sack.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. Was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and he never like gets stopped so soundly during his series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
2 yards to go, 2nd down. They run it again with Cook. Nice little juke. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. 123 yards rushing for it here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. From midfield, here's Rodgers. He finds Wilson. Oh, he's got a little bit on him. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 36 yards on the play.
Well, he worked his way quite a bit in this first half, and with good reason. You can see it there. He is such a handful defensively. Just too hard to keep him under wraps. He delivers a big play here for this offense.
And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Well, partner, they've been running it well the entire game, and the big guys up front, they're a huge reason why. And now they're reaping the benefits as they continue to open up big holes and gain nice yardage.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. He's got Wilson, and that's a Jets touchdown. A great play there with their second touchdown here in this first half. And the Jets go up by 2 touchdowns. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Zerline good with a PAT, and it's now 21-7. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. Falcons 1st and 10 here as Ritter gets them ready at their 25-yard line. He'll get it to Robinson to begin the drive. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to Robinson now on 1st down. They'll take it past the 40 to the 41, 2nd down.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
They'll come up 2nd and 7. Looking to throw it here. Ritter. Throw over the middle. Going to be caught here by Pitts. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. Off the play fake, it's Ritter. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss.
Well, that was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. Throwing on 2nd and long. Ritter. On the catch, it's Crowder. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the 1st. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. And this connection there, he's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Well, once again, here comes Garrett Wilson in the Jets offense. We're in the 2nd quarter. He already has 2 touchdowns. We know how good he is. That's well documented. How do you contain him?
We know he's a nightmare. So in this situation, I would go ahead and double him, maybe even have a 3rd person in the area, and try and dissuade them from throwing him the football. Make someone else beat me for a while, because I don't know that their talents are his, because when he gets his hands on the ball, he breaks down my entire D. Someone else, they may not make the same type of a play.
Well, we know his talents are very good. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
the 43-yard line.
Now Rodgers. Wilson's got it complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Falcons are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered, they'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for him, because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
2nd and 10. Ritter will set up to throw it. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by losing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming out third down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Now Ritter. A throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
How about the coverage we just saw him break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have herded him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here. He came into this game within shouting distance of Dan Marino at 61,361 career yards. And with that last play, Charles, he just went past Dan Marino.
I'm struggling over here. And the only reason is when you hear about him passing a Dan Marino,
a legend,
makes you step back and really take stock of his career. And you realize it's not just about the numbers. It's about the accomplishments. It's about the play. How great has his career been? To pass Dan Marino's? I'd say pretty darn great.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. And now they're in the hurry up. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. He'll dump this off to Cook. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Rodgers going to throw. Being chased out left. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, it was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Zerline's kick is up and through, and they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7. Still a little bit of time left here in the 2nd quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And the Falcons going to get one more drive here in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Ritter. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. This time they stay on the ground, and they will get to him behind the line, but they're out of timeouts, remember, and the clock continues to wind down. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. Taken from just outside the 30. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with Rodgers behind center, you wonder if they'll take one shot at this. A final shot before half for Rodgers. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've passed the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the 3rd quarter. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Xavier Gipson now from his end zone. This offense and Garrett Wilson headed back out. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 161 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. He's had his eyes on 7,000 career rushing yards, and with that last effort, he has hit that mark. What a career.
And that is the number to focus in on, because oftentimes we talk about where do they rank all time. We're not there yet. He's not knocking on the top 10 or the top 20, but over 7,000 yards in a career, fantastic.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Rodgers to throw. That's complete to Lazard. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll try the middle with Cook, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Now a 2nd and 10. In motion right is Wilson. 2nd down, they go right back to Cook. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Eluding the pressure right. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And they'll get to this and down it inside the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. Ritter and the Falcons now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, oh, they want.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Quincy Williams worked his way back for that sack.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now. And if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease. And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. Fielded just inside the 30. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. And now out come the Jets. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 176 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now a play fake. Rodgers. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Jet 1st down. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
David Onyemata there on the tackle.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. They'll run. Here's Wilson. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a 1st. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Now it's Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Richie Grant. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop. 2nd down and 8. Back to throw, Ritter. And his pass incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Again, it's Cook. Oh, look at the juke. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you. Well, they've certainly spread the ball around so far, but they're definitely getting everyone involved now when you're throwing it to the fullback. Just shows how versatile this offense is and how everyone is a threat.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
It's now 3rd and 4.
Here's Rodgers. They'll set up the screen for Hall. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's Jet football as they've got the lead here, and we get set to begin quarter number 4. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Give to Cook out of the gun. It's some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
As I take a look at the clock, I realize that this drive has eaten up a good portion of the 4th quarter already. Got to tell you, partner, when you're trying to salt away a game, this is exactly what it's supposed to look like.
Rodgers' throw here going to be caught by Wilson. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. First down, here's the run with Cook. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
On 2nd down, it's Cook again. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing it.
Touchdown, Jets. Nick Borden, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jets are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this fourth quarter advantage. Zerline connects on the extra point, and the lead is now 24. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Ritter. And he couldn't square up to throw there, and it falls incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Ritter with another throw on second down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
3rd and short. Ritter work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have a Falcons first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5. Another throw coming up here for Ritter. Got a man, it's London. 7 yards there and a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
First down, here's Ritter. Airing one out for Crowder. And that's going to be incomplete.
And they're at the point in the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Ritter now. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on 3rd down.
4th down, big play. Here's Ritter. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And the Jets are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Well, I guess an interception at this point on 4th down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over to the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he could do there, and he winds up giving the ball away.
Now a give running right, it's Cook. Oh, nice move. Taken down at the 47-yard line. He was trying to clear the way, the big fullback. Instead, he gets a hole.
And you don't see that very often on running plays from those guys because usually they're the lead blocker. Normally, when he gets caught, it's in a passing situation.
Caught by Wilson. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone.
There he goes, left side. It's a big play there for the Jets on 3rd down. 45 yards.
And even with the game seemingly in hand, they're continuing to fire away, pressing the ball down the field. Listen, it's worked all day. No reason to go away from it now.
Cook up the gut. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Richie Grant in on the tackle.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 12-yard line.
Second and 5. Now Rodgers. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
That's complete right side to Lazard. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Cook. Looking for a signal, but none forthcoming. They stopped him shy of the goal line. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
Again, it's Cook, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Sometimes offensive can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A nice pickup there, 18 yards, 1st down Falcons. Ritter to throw it. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third. As this one moves towards its conclusion, another incomplete pass there. Thoughts on the secondary? I mean, seem to be pretty effective in this one.
Yeah, I thought that they've been absolutely outstanding. I mean, their job is to prevent touchdowns, and not a single touchdown is going on the board against them. Of course, they want to make it a total shutout, but hey, if you don't give up touchdowns, you got a heck of a chance to win.
It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Jets offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And he's got some space here. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Here's Hall again. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It's another 1st down as this time they get an even 20. That's the run he's been waiting for, Charles. He's been bottled up all game. That run alone got him more yards than he had in all his previous carries combined.
And don't think for a second he doesn't know that, because every back that I know can almost calculate every yard with every step that they take. Had to be frustrated because of what's happened during the game. Has to feel a lot better after that run.
Up the middle, it's Cook. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the 1st quarter, but second